Hello to all of my beautiful soul siblings out there who love beautiful makeup with spooky shade names. This is Notoriously Morbid Monday. My name is Lainey and I am going to get to the ratchet swatches in just a moment. But first I would like to send a big heartfelt bravo to Notoriously Morbid because they have stepped up their shipping game, their turnaround time game. It is amazing. I kind of made fun of the really slow turnaround time in a very old video. I think I referred to turtles working in the packaging and shipping department. I apologize for that. I'm not sure what exactly they did, but man, they are on the ball. Everything ships so quickly now. And as a rabid customer who is just frothing at the mouth, so anxious to get her hands on that beautiful makeup, I really do appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get to the ratchet swatches. Here we go. Eyes are primed. Everything is laid out in front of me. I put down a towel just like I'm about to have period sex because this shit's gonna get messy. So I'm taking a Morphe brush. I'm picking up some Dangerous type. I'm gonna start with the multichrome shade. I'm gonna start with the shade that goes all over the lid because I prefer to do it that way because I find that if I start with the darker colors on the outer corner, I just have to go back and re-intensify them. So we're starting with the lighter shade. I'm gonna spray it with some Fix Plus and we're gonna see how it performs. Now I have a not a super tacky, but I have the tackiest eyeshadow base that I own, which is the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas, so hopefully this will stick. It seems to be sticking. Keep in mind that this is a very light multichrome, which is what I personally like about it, but if you are going for that really dramatic look with a multichrome, the ones that will kind of turn dark if you smudge out the edges, I get it. That is a pretty look to some people. I don't like it. I like this. And I want to put a little bit of this purpley gray effects of Atrocity above it. I'm having trouble really knowing how much to coat this brush because normally if I were using a pressed shadow, I would have a feel for how much product to pick up, how much product to tap off, and how it was going to stick to my primer. With a loose shadow, I don't really know, and I don't want this to get patchy. When I tried this before, it got a little bit patchy. So let me actually just wipe this brush off and start in with the least amount of product possible and build from there. And this does seem to be working a little bit better for me. Instead of picking up a bunch of product and then tapping my brush, I pick up product and actually wipe my brush and then build it up from there. So when it comes to loose shadows, you just have to figure out what works for you, and what works for you might not work for me. I don't have the steadiest hands. I'm not super coordinated, so I might use a different technique. That's okay. Live and let live. Okay, this was the fun part when I did this look last time. I'm mixing some Inglot Duraline in with I want to do girly stuff. I didn't say that properly. I want to do girly stuff. And then I'm just gonna make an outer V with this rosy pink, very dark rosy pink shade. And I'm taking this just a little bit on the lower lash line, not too much. I am going to waterline in just a bit. And I feel like I need to take something bright, not necessarily as a brow bone highlighter, but just kind of to soften this edge right up here. It's already pretty soft, but I want some brightness. I want some levity. So I'm gonna take some Kindred Ghost. This is my favorite shade. And see, this is a semi-loose formula. And for me, the semi-loose formulas will actually stick in the lid and you can pick them up and tap them off and they work more like a pressed shadow, whereas the loose shadows will not stick to the lid. And so they are, for me, much more cantankerous. But the semi-loose formula, much, much better to me. Okay, I'm not sure if that's showing up on camera, but in person, I'm really liking Kindred Ghost along with Dangerous Type. I really love that extra bit of shimmer. I do feel like effects of Atrocity got a little bit lost, so I'm going to go in and be brave and try to beef that up just a little bit right here. Ooh, you know what? I'm always the person who's talking about how much I love a little pop of orange right here. So we're gonna get Azathoth. Here we go, and I'm getting a slightly denser brush. I don't want this to be a really in-your-face neon. I'm gonna sheer it out a little bit, but I am gonna pop a little Azathoth right here. And I do want this look to be a little bit more blended, but I don't want to lose that separation of color, so I'm going to do some more patting motion. And we're losing Azathoth just a little bit, but he's still there. He's still peeking through. I feel like he's still relevant within this look. Okay, I'm gonna put on some black eyeliner, and then I'm going to go over the black eyeliner with some depth. And now we have one of my absolute favorite steps in a notoriously morbid makeup routine. I'm taking this little silicone applicator. This is a Huda double-sided brush. I know that a lot of people don't like these. I love them. So I'm not even sure if you can get this anymore, but I'm picking up some product and I'm gonna go over that black liner with this multichrome shadow, and it's going to create this pink, purple, shifting, beautiful eyeliner. And let me say something that's gonna sound a little bit negative. It's not meant to be negative towards Urban Decay. My makeup, not really my husband anymore, but a makeup brand that I have always really, really loved. And let me tilt this mirror so that you can still hear me. So, Urban Decay has come out with these really cutting edge, innovative eyeliners that are this good Lord, felt tip black liner on one end and a duochrome or a multichrome shimmer that you put over the top on the other end. That's not new. Kat Von D did that with the Alchemist Palette like 3 years ago, and I have ever since then been doing that with my multichrome shadows. So I think it's great that that's coming to the mainstream because Urban Decay is definitely mainstream. I think it's great that more people will get to experience that, but it's not new. Oh, and while I'm using the Death Multichrome, let me tell you that when I was in high school, everybody called me Death, and I wasn't that cool in high school. I dressed a little bit on the goth side. I came of age kind of on the cusp of goth and emo, but I leaned goth. I liked the corsets. I liked the more Victorian type gothic look. Gothic Lolita I think was just becoming a thing. I didn't know that it was called Gothic Lolita, but I definitely dressed like that. Anyway, people called me Death, and I thought that that was really offensive until a cool person told me about Sandman, and then I was absolutely in love with it. My favorite graphic novel series ever. The other nickname that I had in high school was Elvira. Voila! Let's zoom on in so that we can see that shift. And yes, this look is a little bit softer than I would usually do for YouTube. It is not softer than I would do in real life for like an everyday look. I really like this makeup. And yes, working with the loose shadows, that's a little bit more work than I would normally put into my makeup. If I had a really special occasion or something, yes, I would absolutely bust out these loose shadows. I'm happy with this. This is the look that I wore on Valentine's Day. That's why I busted back out the lollipop earrings. I also wanted to comment on the Linda Hallberg, not Mood Crayon, Fusion Crayon. This is called Delighted Mood. It is a hot pink, and if you have experience using the Mood crayons and you found them difficult to work with in the waterline, in other words, they didn't want to stay, I had that problem. Not sure if anybody else in the world had that problem, but the Fusion crayons for me, stay put in my waterline really, really well. So this was a great purchase. What else can I talk about? Lipsticks. Okay, so I have 3 new lipsticks, and there's a third running around here somewhere. I had been using this shade, Wake Not the Dead. This is a favorite nude-ish shade of mine, and it is by Notoriously Morbid. I don't believe they make it anymore, but I was sold on their lip formula, so I wanted to try some others. Let's go ahead and start with Aura. This is a bullet lipstick, and the actual name of the formula is gonna be right here because I can't remember it off the top of my head. I did wear this lip shade on Valentine's Day. It stayed put, no problem. Let me go ahead and put it on and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I did wear this on Valentine's Day. Is that application shitty? It's good enough. So I did wear this, and keep in mind that I am single. I wasn't making out with anybody. I wasn't chowing down on a bunch of food. I was at a pig's birthday party. Happy birthday to Cupid. So I was sipping water from a bottle all night, and yes, I did have to touch this up. It is not transfer proof. It is not meant to be. I personally like the lipsticks that don't dry down so much that they dry out your lips. So this formula is aces for me. So let's go ahead and take this off, and I'm going to show you a formula. Well, it's not the formula that I don't like. It's the shade. I'm going to show you something that I don't like. And I am going to use some lip primer because this is a matte formula that I will be using, and I'm holding this upside down. This is the Bite Beauty Prime and Define, I think is what it's called. Anyway, it's a lip primer. It works beautifully. Mary, thank you so much for the recommendation. I'm loving this product. They just came out with another, like pre-makeup agave something. Too much, but I probably will try that as well one of these days. Okay, so the shade that I'm using is called Druidess. It is the Mystic Matte formula. I bought this because I thought that it would be a nice dupe for Melt's Death Cherry that I have always kind of medium key wanted. Now that I have it, it looks closer to Jeffree Star's Unicorn Blood because it leans a little bit more brown, almost black. And I did wear this in my video where I did that gothy look with the Melt Millennial Pinks palette. The formula is fine. I don't like the color. It's just not for me. And okay, here we go. This is Druidess. I also feel like she makes my teeth look a little bit yellow, but I can see a lot of really cool people, much cooler than I am, out there who could totally pull this shade off. Me personally, I'm wiping this shade off. Oh, and you know what honestly my biggest beef is with Druidess? This is what it looks like on the website. So this is what I was expecting. This is what it looks like on me. Need I say more? I mean, most of their swatches on the website are very, very true to what you get. I feel like this misled me. Repriming my lips, and then I am going to use this shade called Sanguine Addiction. Yes, and this I was afraid was going to be really similar to shades that I already have because I have a problem with pinky reds. I love this. I'll show you why in just a minute. Oh, and when I say I have a problem with pinky reds, I don't mean like I have an issue with them. I mean like I have a purchasing problem, as in I love them and I have way too many pinky red lipsticks. So let's go ahead and put Sanguine Addiction on. Addiction, that's what it is. Addiction. I have an addiction. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to get this mirror out of the way because I feel like the light's bouncing off of it in very, very strange ways. So we have Sanguine Addiction. That's what I'm wearing now. I feel like it pulls more red than pink, so I feel like it is different from some of the other pinky reds that I have in my collection. And then Druidess, which pulls kind of brownish black. These two are both Mystic Matte formulas. They feel totally different on the lips. I feel the need to put some kind of balm over Druidess. Over Sanguine Addiction, I feel like if I put a balm on over it, it would be too slippy slidey. Is it transfer proof? No, not entirely. Which, again, for me, that's a good thing. But if you're going to be mugging down and making out with somebody, this is going to make a mess. Having said that, love this color. Oh, and finally, I got 2 new Boogeyman bath bombs. I love this bath bomb. I like him better than the bath bombs from Lush, but don't tell them that. Nothing against Lush, just everything for this little guy. He smells so good. It's a unisex scent, but it leans a little masculine. But he smells like a sexy dude. So when I have just taken a bath with Oogie Boogie, I feel like I've just been snuggling with some really, really hot guy, and I have the residue of really good smelling man on my skin. I don't know, guys. That probably sounds very, very weird, but I love this scent. So on that very bizarre note, that wraps it up for today. As always, thank you guys so very much for joining me. Follow me on Instagram. I will follow you back. Throw me a pity like. Give me some encouragement to make some more videos. Very special shout out to you if you were watching this video on the toilet. And until next time, enjoy your joy responsibly and enjoy the little clips from the piggy birthday party that I went to on Valentine's Day. Happy birthday, Cupid!
Oh, she's like, where are you?